Welcome back to Open Road's New Italian Cinema. My name is Antonio Monda and I have the great privilege of co-curating the series with Richard Peña. Tonight's film is Scialla, Easy, by Francesco Bruni, and I know the director is with us here tonight and he wants to say a few words.
Hi everybody. Thank you Antonio, thank you Richard for inviting me. Sono molto emozionato. I have a great emotion being here because I've always been in love with New York. I came here the first time when I was 16. There's a friend from that time, from that era here. And yeah, I'll be glad to speak to you after the screening. And I just want to say one thing. There is a scene on the end credits, which I care for a lot. So when you see the end credits, don't go away. Just wait for a few seconds, see that scene. Then if you don't want to listen to me, it's okay. But just watch that scene. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Signori, Francesco Bruni. Careful, careful. Michael Moore. As usual, I will make a couple of questions. The first one is about the language. There is a lot of slang. How much the performers, in particular the young actor, help you with the slang?
Not the young. I will try to answer in English, but if I have problems, I will ask some help. My son. I stole a lot from my son and my daughter.
Who are in the film, both of them.
Yes, my son is out of school. He says, "Oh, fuck off," when he doesn't take the, and he says it very, very well. And my daughter is sitting at the bar with Fabrizio Bentivoglio when he's reading the paper at the beginning. She's doing her homework, and my wife is there too. She's the teacher of Luca. And there was this funny fact that being an intellectual and reading and writing, and I have a son who speaks like I don't know what, you know, like somebody from a Roman movie of the 70s.
Were exactly the way we.
Yes, yes, especially the boys' lines were, because he was very obedient, you know, so he tried to say exactly what I had written. So my son is a great source of inspiration for the language. The line "chasing girls is for faggots" is a thing he said to me one.
And did you understand what it means? Because
yes, it means that he didn't like all the sentimental part of you know, trying to conquer a girl. And he found it all. And so now he has a girlfriend. He's in love.
I know how much you love amore. I know how much you love American movies. My question is if somehow the character of Fabrizio Bentivoglio is influenced by The Big Lebowski.
A lot. As a matter of fact, when I wrote this film, I had American films in mind and American actors. Jeff Bridges, of course, but also Bill Murray. And I was inspired by American independent movies like Sundance-like, because this is not really in the tradition of Italian comedy. It is a little different. And so for Fabrizio, we and the costume designer Cristina La Parola, we looked at the Big Lebowski a lot. You know, the robe and the shorts and the Hawaiian shirt and all these things.
I don't know how many Italians are in the audience, but Fabrizio Bentivoglio is from Milan and he speaks Padovano in this film.
Yes, yes.
So questions now.
To make a characterization, yes.
Yes, the gentleman would. The question is about the relationship between The 400 Blows, the film by François Truffaut, and the film.
There is no relationship at all because that's a masterpiece, and I only, I sort of called François Truffaut as a, come si dice, un dio tutelare,
guardian angel.
A guardian angel. Talking about a teenager. The 400 Blows is the Vangelo.
The gospel.
The gospel for
Since
us.
the gentleman mentioned François Truffaut, can you tell us something about the character of the poet, which I think is one of the funniest invention of them?
I was inspired by a film with called American Gangster.
Gangster, the Ridley
Denzel
Scott film?
Washington, yes. Because he's a big pusher who likes art, and he's very elegant, and he doesn't take drugs. And I saw that film with my son, and so he said, "If I'm going to be a pusher, I'm going to be like like him." So when I had to write the character, I decided to to inspire myself to that kind of character. And then it also funziona anche molto per il fatto che il poeta ha un ricordo molto forte della sua vita scolastica, e in un certo senso avrebbe potuto essere anche una persona di cultura se la vita non lo avesse portato in una direzione diversa.
And it also works because of the fact that the character called the poeta has such a good memory of his own school days, and maybe his life would have gone very differently. He would have been a more educated person.
Yes, luckier.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Because that
the question is about the last scene, why Francesco Bruni cares so much about the end credits.
Because that scene contains the real reason why I wrote this film and then directed it. Because I had big quarrels with my son about, he was watching a lot of Romanzo Criminale. It's a very important Italian film, and the TV series.
The film here a few years ago.
Yes,
the adaptation.
and very nice and very interesting also. And he was taking it in, as gospel, and he knew it by heart. And I was trying to tell him, what you see on the screen is not necessarily true or real life. It is written. It is come si dice, reso più. It is made glamorous by writers and directors. And so I wanted to say something about the responsibility we have as writers, as directors, as screenwriters, in representing the evil or bad characters and not making them too fascinating. And that's why Fabrizio refuses to change the ending of the poet's story, the arrest scene at least. Because sometimes evil is really banale.
Banal?
Yes, banal.
Yes, a gentleman over there.
Questions, you know the first. How are you so handsome and smart?
That's my cousin. No, really, he really is. It's because we have the same genes. It all depends on this.
On you guys.
Go out screaming and singing "Shala" along Broadway, and maybe there is an important producer who has bought the remake rights. He's called Fred Roos. He usually works with
Francis Ford Coppola.
And he wants to make an independent comedy set in Los Angeles. That's what he told me when he wrote. So there will be a Shala American version, but I hope that there will be also even a small distribution. I will be very glad about this. Thank you, Al.
Yes, please.
I was all prepared.
Question about the young man. his background, the actor, of course?
Filippo came to the audition by chance because he couldn't care less about being an actor, and so he accompanied a friend, and I wasn't there that day, and the casting director saw him, and she was immediately in love with him, with his smile especially, and so she gave him a few lines to say, and the camera was always on him, and so when I saw the material, I called him back right away. He was doing nothing. He had stopped studying after 2 failures in high school, and he was staying at home and sleeping until noon and playing poker online and wasting his life. And now he has become a professional actor. He has shot 2 other films after this one, and he's in love with acting, and he's watching.
What happened to his friend?
His friend, I think he's a little upset. They're not friends anymore. I don't think so. But this movie changed. I made this movie to change my son's life, and it changed Filippo Cicchitano's life. And but also my son appreciated it very much, but that didn't change him very much.
Yes. Yes, please.
So I'm a teacher and a mother, and feel really honored by what she did, and also how you represented the child, not only the teacher, but the young men, those middle school students that nobody wants to teach, that are so hard to teach, but they do come around with good influences.
Thank you.
It's more
Thank you.
a comment
very
than a
much.
question, and it's a congratulation.
Yes, but
the
this film come dice, fa scaturire, provokes very strong reactions in teachers. I've been, people embrace me and hug me and cry. No, really, they do. A lot of times, and in parents of teenagers also. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, please.
So in the credits at the end, you say thank you to Paulo Tucci, and he did something similar in Ovo Soldo. It was like the pace was very fast when he was telling about the school and the slang among the kids and the fact that he didn't care about the adult. And did you had some kind of an exchange of
Paolo.
The question is about Paolo Virzì, because there is thank to Paolo Virzì, and the gentleman mentioned Ovo Soldo, which is somehow similar.
Paolo, I'm his screenplay writer. I wrote all his films. We've been friends since high school. Io sono il suo testimone di nozze.
I was his best man.
Lui è testimone di battesimo dei miei figli. È più che un collega, è un amico carissimo.
He was also the godfather of my children, and more than a colleague, he's a friend, a very dear friend.
So he read the script and he saw the films many times, and he gave me a lot of good advice.
I think we have time for a last question. Yes?
Why did you choose a former porno star?
The question is about why did you choose a former porno star?
Because first of all, I wanted to describe a hero without a strong sexuality, because I think that we often mistake sexuality with strength, or with courage. So the first thing I had in mind was to, impotente? Yes, to describe an impotent hero. After that, I decided that he would be a ghostwriter. So when I decided for whom he was writing, I decided he was writing for a porn star, because I thought it could be funny in the first place, but then it became also very it's a sort of love story without sex. And so as I was writing it, I was getting into it very much. And I think Barbara Bobulova makes a great performances in this film.
Okay, it's time to go. Thank you very much. We congratulate. And I thank you all for coming. It's wonderful to see a full house.